Hey everyone, I'm back again with another video, and this one is titled, I found a screenshot of a conversation that I suspect my wife was having with another man, where she tells him how much she wants to be with him, but can't right now. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. And be sure to watch this video till the end, as there is some nice updates for this story. My wife and I have been together for almost 7 years now, married for 3, 2 children, ages 2 and 6. We had a huge fight earlier this year, and then she had to go out of town with the kids for a couple of months for unrelated reasons. I stayed home due to work and would drive up to see them on weekends. I was having a really bad time alone at home. It got to the point where I couldn't sleep. When they eventually came back, things were still rocky between us. She was very irritable and would overreact to the smallest things. I started to suspect something else was going on because of her overreactions to everything, so I snooped on her email, which is always open on our shared computer. I found a screenshot she had emailed herself of a text conversation where she was telling someone that she doesn't like lying or hiding things, and although she is very happy when they're together and she has a great time with him, she's not sorry for anything, but she would rather save her emotions for later when they have the chance to be together. He answers that he will always wait for her. I felt my heart fall to the ground. My first reaction was to think who this conversation belonged to. I was in denial at first, but I quickly realized it was most likely her. I called her and asked her to come talk to me. She did, and I was very distraught when she arrived. I told her what I did, what I found, and at first she had no reaction. She then seemed angry and told me she had nothing to discuss with me regarding that picture. I insisted and asked who this person was. She kept saying she had nothing to talk to me about. She stormed off without saying anything else, no matter how much I insisted. I walked out of the house. I did not know what to do. I felt like my world was ending. Not only did she cheat, but she didn't even admit it with the evidence before her. I felt like I was worth nothing to her. I was in a very bad mental state and considered ending my own life. She then called me, and I kept insisting on asking who this person was and what exactly happened between them. After probably half an hour of her saying over the phone she did nothing wrong, she told me that was not her conversation and that a friend had asked for her to save that screenshot. At this point, I thought this was a lie. It seemed like the perfect answer. It was actually exactly what I needed to hear, but I couldn't believe her. I spent the next couple of days asking the same things to her, and she kept saying the picture was not hers. I spent most of these 2 days mindlessly walking around the city. I did not know what to do. I didn't want to leave her if there was the slightest chance that it really wasn't her sending those texts. Then after one of her closest friends went to our house for her birthday, and they had a long conversation, she called me and said she was sorry she didn't tell me immediately that the picture wasn't hers, but she felt very angry that I snooped on her private stuff. She said she did not want our relationship to end because of a dumb thing like this, and wanted me to return home. I believed her after this. I want nothing more than to be with her and my kids. So I came back home and we had a long conversation. She brought some things up that she did not like, and so did I. And I felt she was being sincere. She said it was a mistake to email herself that picture that wasn't hers, but she didn't expect me to ever go through her stuff. We decided to give ourselves a second chance, trying to learn from this experience. I admitted to her that I considered offing myself and told her I would seek a therapist to try and help me in this and other aspects of my life. My first appointment is next Wednesday. Things were very good for a while. I would sometimes remember seeing that picture and what I felt the moment I found it, but would always tell myself she was being honest with me. But then I started thinking more about it, comparing images, the resolution, the name of the contact on the conversation, all these things that didn't add up. I felt I was being consumed by this anguish. I admit I let it take over me, and I needed reassurance from her that she did not do this to me. So I confronted her again, asking for an explanation to all these coincidences and things that didn't make any sense. She looked disappointed, then left the house with the kids to do some errands. When they returned, we talked again, and I straight up asked her who this person was again. I asked her if it was someone from the town she was in months ago. She said she wouldn't answer any more questions. We had already discussed it, and there was no point. She said she didn't do anything wrong, but I would never let this go. And although she loves me, she would rather end things between us if I will never be able to trust her again. She then said she was not comfortable with me in the house anymore, and that I should leave. That I could spend the night because it's already late, but leave tomorrow morning. I honestly don't know what to do. Everything points to that conversation being hers, but she vehemently denies it. I still feel my life is over without her and my children. And the OP has an update for us. I'm adding this update because I didn't mention on the post that she did tell me who this friend who supposedly sent her the screenshot is. I don't know her friend's phone number, so I never contacted her, but I did consider going to her since I had an idea of where to find her. I just thought it wouldn't make a difference. By the time she told me, she could have already called her to get their stories straight. And the OP has another update that she just admitted. And the OP has some final updates for us. Most of you were right. After she came to where I was sitting and asked when I was leaving, I told her I didn't know because I still wanted to believe her, but she wasn't willing to give me any reassurances, so I didn't know what to do. I told her I still loved her and that I knew what the damage to the relationship was done, regardless of whether she was saying the truth or not, which made me very sad. So she calmly said that the screenshot was hers and that it was a conversation between her and the person I had accused her of cheating with, a person we both met when she went out of town with the girls. I made the first trip there with them and then kept going back during weekends. I had absolutely no suspicion it was this guy other than the first name on the chat screen, and this guy's name were the same. I did not know his last name, so I was not sure. She said it was never physical. I told her it was hard to believe based on the messages. She then tried to justify her messages to him with some nonsense. She claimed they talked a couple of times and was not sure how it happened. Later, after pressing her, she told me she felt at peace when she was with him and felt like she could trust him. I wanted to know the details. How, when, where. She didn't answer anything else, probably for the better. I feel really strange, like I feel nothing. I cried, of course, but now it feels very numb, which is very strange. My worst fear was just confirmed and my world is over. My girls won't have an example of a happy, healthy relationship at home and will not grow up with both their parents together. That makes me very sad. The girls love both of us very much. They won't have a place where they can come and feel safe when they grow up and are going through hardship. I will always resent her for what she did to our relationship, and the girls will eventually know the truth. They are both too young right now. For those of you that feel bad for me, I left out the reason of our fight before her long stay out of town. Earlier during the pan, we were at her mother's and she saw me looking at her sister's cleavage. I am not attracted to her and have never had issues with her before, but she was sitting right in front of me and I noticed she was wearing a low-cut top. That was it. No leering, no repeated looks, nothing. My wife saw me and wanted to end things back then. I fought for what I wanted, which was to stay with her, and eventually things looked like they were going to improve. She told me this affected her so much that she no longer felt happy with me or proud to have me as her husband. She then told me she felt unwanted, ugly, useless, and that with him he found calm. Thank you guys for watching. Please comment below and let me know if there's any other subreddits you guys would like me to make videos on, and also like the video and please subscribe.